All right, we are live and welcome. My name is Benny Ferguson. I This is a another consciousness ascending presentation. This is episode I think 50 of Accelerating Your Journey. Um, I channel the non-physical collective known as Abraham, and we are excited to be here. We are excited to be of support. We are excited to we are excited for the potential of assisting in and accelerating the process of growth and expansion for you that you might come to know your truth and source that is free of fear. Fear being the mechanism, the ideas, the interpretations that stand between you and your highest expression, that stand between you and the experience of that which you attend, that which you desire, that which you are inspired to be, do, and have. And we are excited for each of you in that regard. Today's topic, or what we're discussing, is exact specific exact specific perfection is not necessary. Vibrational expressions are known even if you are not clear. How about that? Vibrational expressions are known even if you are not clear. Exact specific perfection is not necessary. Do you know that? Have you realized that in your play and practice with the inner creative process? Have you noticed how even when you're not clear on a thing, it can materialize in the most perfect fashion with the most perfect timing? How is that possible? Well, it's possible in the same way that you can come in contact with an individual who is the bearer of information that is necessary for the or for a coming materialization. You were not specific on the person. You were not specific on the information. You had no idea what type of information you needed. You were just intending on an idea, intending on a thing, and with perfect timing and with perfect precision, that which was necessary showed up. And it's the same with your intention. When you have an intention, with your specific intention, when you have an intention or a desire, let's say just to have a great time, right? This is where you can really see this process and the potential and the beauty and the perfection of it playing out. When you are able, or when you play and practice with just leaving it open, leaving your ideas open, playing with open ended ideas, as in, I intend to have a great time. I intend for everything to be beautiful. I intend for everything to be excellent. And that's your intention, right? As open ended as it seems, as unclear as it seems, it is clear because the ethers, the universe, whatever you want to call it, is interpreting your energies first and foremost. It's interpreting your vibration first and foremost because that's what establishes the color and the tone and the foundation of experience. And it's also interpreting what's highest, best, correct for you. And when you are capable of allowing that by playing and practicing with, it's not something that has to be rocket science or some big complex thing for you. You can just play with it. And when you've played with it and you have seen the evidence of how the energies conspire for you, no matter how clear you are, I intend to have an amazing time this evening at the restaurant by myself, with my family, with my friends, and we're going to hang out, whatever the circumstance may be. And then just observing, watching, or taking note, taking evaluation after the fact to see how close it was to your intention. Many would, and this has been years ago they used to do this, still would be of benefit, but he does other things that covers experience in a similar fashion. But they would all get in the vehicle, whole family, before his oldest son and others left and got their own places and went off to school. They would get in the vehicle and they would begin to say out loud, he would start it, excellent time. We're going to have an excellent experience, a beautiful experience. We're going to have a great time at my dad's. We're going to have a great time with family. It's going to be outstanding. It's going to be exciting. And they would all start laughing and cheering and clapping and really exploding, not knowing what they were doing, but just exploding the energy of what the experience was going to be like. Just following dad's model. And without fail, they would do that before they pulled out of the driveway to go on toward this experience. And without fail, that's exactly what their experience would be. Now, the only one that would take an evaluation of the happenings of the day is Benny, right? His children wasn't doing that. His partner wasn't doing that. Got other things to do, other priorities. But Benny would take evaluation and just quickly notice. Sometimes he would say it to them. Did you notice that the day turned out exactly? The experience was exactly that which we intended, proclaimed before we left this morning or yesterday. But it was just to have a great time. It was just to have an exciting time, a fantastic, excellent, brilliant time. There was no faces. There was no specific locations. There were no fears. There was nothing that was trying to be avoided. It was a proclamation of the intention and the exploding of the energies, the frequencies that were a match for that intention. So this grand specificity is not required. It's excellent if you have it, if you know exactly what type of car you feel that you want and the color, the interior, exterior. They've done that also. Uh, Goodie's oldest son, he narrowed it down to the specific car, type of car, the colors, exterior, interior, and all of the things, and it materialized. They even thought it had materialized. He began to see the car. They began to see the car. He and Benny and his partner, they began to see the car. It got closer and closer into their experience. They thought they found the car online and drove 4 hours to see the car, and it wasn't the car. No frustration. They had a great time where they were. They came back. 2 weeks later, the actual car showed up about 30 minutes from their home. Just trying to follow the inspiration. Had an intention, trying to follow any inspiration in relationship to that intention, and they were led slowly but surely with perfect timing to the exact vehicle. And the resources necessary for the experience to be fulfilled were there. So, can you be specific? Yes. Is it absolutely required? No. It's not a point of contention. It's not a point of frustration. It shouldn't be a point of frustration or anger or any of those things because that is out of alignment energy, out of alignment expression. The key is to stay in alignment. The exploding of the excitement before they left on the trip was the expressing of alignment. And of course, nobody gives it any more thought, right? Nobody gave it any more thought. They were on their way. They were driving. They were talking. They were doing their thing. They were doing their homework. They were playing the video games or they were on their phone. Nobody gave it a second thought. And in that openness, in that freedom, was the absence of any resistance to the expression that was made, the intention that was established. And without knowing, without paying any attention, it's exactly their experience was exactly that which they intended. And in the energies that they laced it. And that's exactly what happens. You don't have to be completely, exactly specific. For in the highest frequency, the frequency and the tone in which your attention is established is the foundation, is the ground of the experience that you have established. It's now your position to stay in alignment with the feeling of the experience. And if it's open ended, the experience will unfold to perfection in accordance to what's needed and desired in the experience for you. Since you're the dominant energy expression, it's your desire. But if you're clear, perfect. If you're not clear, perfect. As long as you express the highest frequency in accordance to the level of clarity that you have for your intention, and then you play and practice with staying in alignment with it. And alignment is alignment. Let us say that. Understand that alignment is alignment. You have an intention. You have and know the feeling of that intention fulfilled, the feeling of that intention as experience. So, what that means is if alignment is alignment, it means that as you go about your day, everything, anything that you can remember or engage in that causes you to be in that in or in a similar feeling space as your intention keeps you in alignment. You have an alignment for this beautiful experience that you're intending to create. But this afternoon, you're going to a luncheon with friends. And at that luncheon with friends, you are in excitement and having fun and enjoying yourself. And guess what? In that moment, you are still in alignment with your intention. And so you move from, you haven't even thought about your intention. You went from the luncheon, you went to the next thing that was felt good and it was close to the same feeling. So you were in alignment still. And then the next thing and the next thing. And if alignment is alignment, it's possible that at the luncheon or at the next thing, you got information or you received something that was a critical piece to the path and along the path of the materialization of your intention. Because if alignment is alignment, yes, you're desiring this new position. Yes, you're desiring the car. Yes, you're desiring the home. Yes, you're desiring the relationship. But if alignment is alignment, as you go about your day or as you go about your life, following your inspirations, wherever you find yourself, it's possible that the next piece for your alignment can find you there, even though the experiences do not appear to be connected at all. Right? You have an intention for a new position or career, and you have identified how it feels. You spent some time in meditation embodying the feeling. But now you have to go to the wedding. So you go to the wedding. And at the wedding, you don't realize it, but you're in a similar feeling place as your intention. It feels good. It's exciting. You're meeting people. You're seeing family and friends. And you're in conversation or you're around conversation where they're talking about an idea of job or position. And it sounds very similar to the type of position that you're intending. Or the requirements for this position are very similar to your skill set. So alignment has you in position to receive information on an intention that has nothing to do with the wedding. But alignment is alignment. And so the collaborative components, the information, are able to find you wherever you are. We hope that makes sense. And when you play and practice with this, when you really get situated with this, you start to see how life can be lived without all of the effort, without all of the push, without all of the force. When you have freed yourself of fear and you are following your inspirations and you understand intention and allowing that you don't have to be completely clear or specific on a thing as long as you have identified the feeling place of the thing. You understand the inner creative process. You understand that you want to, with consistency, hold your attention on that which you are intending. All of these things, once you have an intention, keeping you in a close to nearby alignment state with all of your intentions, because excitement is excitement, right? So if you can are following your intentions and you're finding yourself in an excited state of being every step of the way along your day, then you're always in alignment with your intentions because they feel similar as experience. And if you can do that, things start to happen quicker and you find yourself in alignment and with perfect timing, the pieces and the requirements and the collaborative components, all the things necessary that's needed to come together for your intention to materialize physically, they're able to find you more quickly because you're more often and consistently in alignment, feeling, vibration. Once again, vibration is key. Once again, alignment is key. Once again, understanding that your vibrational expressions are known because you are one with energy. You are one with source. You are one with the creative mechanism that is activated when you have an intention, whether conscious or unconscious, whether wanted or unwanted, desired or not really desired. You're connected to the whole. You're not separate from it. So that which is your deepest desire, whether it's again, desired or undesired, and experience desired or undesired, where you're holding whatever you're holding your attention on is what you are offering, and what you are offering is what the external portion of the creative process is acting on. The information is on your energy, it's in your vibration. Just as the information of the being who is standing beside you, the information is on their energy expression. But Source is reading that. The energies around you that are being activated as a result of you are reading that. So when you say I'm going on vacation, I want to have an excellent time. Well, there's a hotel or residence that fits perfectly what you mean as an excellent time. There are restaurants that you might eat at while you're there that fit perfectly in what you say is an excellent time, right? The people that fit what you say and feel as an excellent time begin to line up so that they are at the restaurant, so that they are around you when you're on the beach, so that they are present behind the counters at the hotel, so that they are present to be in line with you as you register at the hotel, so that they are there when you are on the elevators. Everything lines up for what you deem to be and what is meant by you as an excellent time. And everybody at the hotel, everybody that might be on the beach that is not in alignment with you, you don't come in contact with. You have to take an evaluation and notice how often that happens, right? You witness an undesired experience over there and you're headed that way. And then you think about the fact that 2 minutes earlier or 2 minutes later, you would have been possible. Right? With perfect timing, you are right where you are. With perfect timing, you are in the elevator with those people specifically. With perfect timing, you are on the beach with those people that are around you specifically. With perfect timing, you are in the restaurant sitting beside those people that are there specifically. 2 minutes earlier, 2 minutes later, it can be a completely different group of people. 2 minutes earlier, 2 minutes later, you would not be on the elevator with those people specifically. but that which you have intended, open-endedly, and with the desire for it to be an excellent time, an exciting time, an amazing time. That information is in the energies that you're offering. The information is what you're holding as an expression towards your intention. Even though you're not completely clear or specific, the information that is what is excellent and beautiful and brilliant for you is in the intention and the energies. And Source is reading that, and the collaborative components, once again, are forming, shaping, positioning themselves so that when you get there, they are there to support you in the creation of that experience. And this is the process. And this is applicable to and is relevant in all of those types of to that which you intend, that which you desire, that which you do not desire. Because the creative process is not distinguishing between the two. Its only point of distinction is that which you are holding your attention on, and that which you are feeling and holding most consistently in alignment with. It doesn't distinguish between wanted, unwanted, good, bad, desired, undesired. It's what you're holding your attention on. That's your intention. Even if you say you intend wealth in abundance, if you're believing in an abundance of lack and scarcity, and that's what your attention's on, and that's how you are feeling, then the dominant information that you are offering is an abundance of lack and scarcity. And that idea, coupled with the feeling, is the experience that is going to be reflected back to you, creating the loop. And the people and the things and the happenings and the one step forward, two steps back, robbing Peter to pay Paul, all of those ideas are in there in support of you, in support of your offering to create the experience. Until you shift the ideas, until you shift the energy, until you shift the feel, until you shift the intention and take your eyes off of the unwanted and place it on the wanted completely. Critically making sure that you're not unconsciously still offering a dominant energy field that is directed or born of the unwanted experience. But the energies are being read. The information on the energies are being read constantly, no matter how clear you are. And there's a enormous degree of perfection and perfect timing that is at play. Always, always has been. Because again, 2 minutes earlier, 2 minutes later, you would not be in the vicinity of the exact collaborative components that are there with you to create the experience. Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. That's why it's imperative that if you're on this path at some point, you have to make your awareness of what's going on the inside the priority. You have to turn off, tune out the external data, the external information, and focus on that which you are being and that which you intend to express. No matter what the circumstance that is feels to be present now as experience. And it's not easy. We understand that. But that's why we're here to consistently offer the suggestion, to consistently offer the truth of what's happening so that you can continuously remind yourself, rein your attention in to being inward versus externally focused. And then we have our other opportunities that support the speeding up of your growth and development, even in addition to and even beyond what we're offering you. So be sure to check the description and get more information on that. If you have comments, if you have questions, or anything of that nature that you are inspired to, just throw those in the chat for us, and we will take a few moments to spend time with them. Good morning, Madeline. Thank you. Excellent, excellent. Greetings from London. Excellent. Let's see. Greetings. How to release the fear to leave a job that does not make your soul sing. The people are beautiful, the environment is beautiful, and but the job itself is not fulfilling. Excellent. Excellent question. Excellent question. Now, what it sounds like and looks like that you have going on is that there are pieces of the position that are aligned with you, and then there are pieces that are not aligned with you. And that's perfect. The only thing that is necessary now is for you to continue to clean up your intention. You have the relationships, you have the connection, you have the people, all of those things, but the actual position and the activities are not fulfilled. You're not aligned with them. They're not what you are inspired to be and do at the moment. So identify that as clear as you can. Stay in the idea of the relationships, the people, those have materialized. You put those in the soup also. And we should just put this on a piece of paper. Put the words on the piece of paper. Make a list of that which you are intending, that which is amazing, that which is not complete for you. And then put beside that on the paper that which is intended, as clear as you can get it. And then draw a picture because the mind works in pictures. It doesn't work in words, it works in pictures. What is the image that your inner being gives you for each of these ideas? What does the connection and the relationship look like? What does the all of the other pieces look like? And then the actual job career activities. What do you feel most inspired toward? And when you get that down, what does that look like? What's the picture look like? And then once you have that collage as a picture, that's what you focus on. And then focusing on that image, those images together as the conglomerate of what you call your job or career. When you focus on those images, it has a certain feel to it. What does it feel like to actually have that experience fully, where all of the pieces are aligned with you and you with them? And then that's what you focus on. As quickly as you can, you want to take your feeling state off of this doesn't feel, because that is still keeping you holding that which is your highest intention at an arm's distance, because that information is constantly coming in. I'm going to this position that I'm not really excited about. The people are great, all the other things are great, but I'm not excited about what I'm doing. You have to make sure that you're not focused on that and feeling that, because that takes you out of alignment consistently. If you go there every day and you feel that every day, well, now you have this image that you have created to hold your attention on. Even though you're going to that position, you allow that to trigger your remembering, or you take it with you, of the image of all of the pieces being perfect, and throw in there the abundance that you would like to experience as a result. Make that a part of the alignment also. And then you hold your attention there as you're doing your job, as you're interacting. You're in your mind and in your body, you're holding the idea and the images of that which you intend in its full expression, and you're holding how it feels. Again, it's not easy to hold an idea until you get used to it, until you get comfortable, until you've proven it to yourself over and over again. It's not easy to hold an image of something that hasn't materialized physically. But it truly is about knowing that the imagery comes first, The inner creative process is first. And the material that you're sowing into your inner creative process, coupled with how you feel, the feeling state of that intention, is first position. And you have to make that a priority as one who is on this path of growth and expansion. And you know you are on this journey of enlightenment with all of us, as you know you are. That has to be the priority. But it's not a work thing, it's a playful thing. Just keep putting your attention, bringing your attention back as and as quick as you can when you feel yourself falling into the okay, this is not really what I want to be doing. I mean, even when we say that, you feel it, right? You want to stay out of that as often as you can and in the feeling of the images of the experience of all of the pieces being in place that are perfect for you. Does that make sense? Yes. Yes. Focusing on the seeds, you know you have put the seed, and this is that, this is what happens when you get to that point once you have played and seen the evidence. And you probably were sure you have seen evidence of your sowing, but the idea of the garden is perfect. Your intention is you sow in the seeds. And once you know you have sown the seeds, then it's about the watering. Then it's about the making sure the nutrients and things are there. And that's the feeling. That's the feeling. The watering, the fertilizing, the making sure the ground is appropriate, keeping it free of weeds and all of those things. That is maintaining the feeling. The weeds are the weeds are the undesired experience that seems to be present now in the physical realm. Those are the weeds. And the play is to keep that data, that not allow that data, that information into your system. You want the inner system to only be about your intention. That's the play and practice. Awesome. Thank you for that. Let's see. Catherine says, it's taken me a while to realize what I'm really focusing on. I've now realized that I was focusing on the unwanted when I thought I was focusing on the wanted. It's tricky. Excellent. It is, Catherine. It really is. The inner creative, and as you say, it's tricky. The other side, well, not the other side, but in conjunction with that, the inner creative process is very delicate. It's very delicate, and it you can absolutely think you are focused on what you want, but in truth, you were moving away from what you didn't, or at the bottom of the idea was a fear, right? Then when he was teenager and beyond, people would say, "Oh, he's such a nice person. He's such a good person," and all of those things. And the external behaviors were of that, right? They were supportive of that idea. But under those good behaviors was fear and insecurity, the avoidance of conflict. If I make everybody else feel good, then maybe I will be accepted, right? Maybe no conflict will come toward me. And of course, the opposite happened because with fear, that insecurity at the bottom of the behaviors that are being displayed consistently, that means the fuel is actually going toward the unwanted because he was trying to move away from unwanted experiences, and that's why he was being that. That was the source of the behaviors, the external behaviors, and so experience of insecure experiences, experiences of that left him feeling undesired, unrecognized, unappreciated, all of those things. Those were the experiences of a person who was trying to be good to everybody and make sure everybody else was happy and all of those things, because those were the dominant ideas at the core. Good person at the top, fear at the bottom, and not knowing that is the source of that question. Why do bad things happen to good people? Fear at the bottom. Fears, insecurities, low value, low self-worth ideas at the bottom, under the behaviors. That's what's fueling the behaviors. And so that at the core is what you are actually presenting and offering to the integrative process. And the integrative process is acting on that. It doesn't look like that's what the focus and the attention is on, but it is. It is very tricky and it is delicate until you see it. But once you see it, then you are incredibly empowered. And then it's about continuing to rein in your attention, continuing to focus and feel on who you intend to be. And that begins to flush out the resistance. You understand that. We hope those of you who are here and have found this recording understand that. And not, if not, stay engaged with us. We'll support you in building the muscle. Catherine, thank you. Anyone else? Excellent. Excellent. This is why we are here. This is why we're here. Awesome. Awesome. So again, we are thankful, grateful for each of you who have supported this, the creation of this interaction vibrationally. We are thankful for each of you who have found this recorded and allowed us to be of support. Be sure to check the description for other ways that you can connect with us, deeper ways that we can support you in accelerating this process of growth and expansion. Love you very much, and we will talk to you soon.